Hello, welcome back to Billy Ho's Sports. We are continuing our coverage of Oaklawn Park's Rebel Stakes Racing Day, and FYI, it has been moved to Sunday due to the frigid temperatures. So everything got bumped up a day. Friday moved to Saturday, Saturday moved to Sunday, so on and so forth. Today, we're tackling that Razorback Stakes, race number 10 on the card. For your information, I am putting together a Road to the Kentucky Derby 151 contest, a subscriber contest. So you must be subscribed to be eligible to win. So it's basically the seven races that are worth 100 points for the Kentucky Derby. You'll get one bet, two to win, two to place on one horse in each race. Take a couple of minutes and watch this tutorial and leave a comment and let me know if you like the idea of using Google Sheets, Google Forms to track this. And we'll go ahead and get started. You can skip ahead of that via the chapters if you choose to and jump right into the racing. So let's get to it. Beginning March 22nd is going to be the first of 7 100-point prep races. We know all the derbies, the Santa Anita Derby, the Florida Derby, all those big time races. Wood Memorial, it culminates on April 5th with the Wood and the Bluegrass Stakes, Santa Anita Derby, 7 total races. So what we're going to do is have everyone has a fictional, here's all your rules. This is just kind of what the site looks like so far. It is a work in progress. Free to enter. That's the most important thing. So fictional $2 win place bet on one horse per race. Your total earnings from the 7 races will be tracked. Then after the contest ends, we will use award a winner and maybe placements. I don't know just yet. We still have a full month before it kicks off. So I'm still kind of working out all the kinks. But here's the form below. You'd click on this form. It would take you to this Derby contest picks page. And so this is basically a requirement email. So you put your email address in there. And that's basically, I got it down here again. I didn't realize it was going to be asking for a default required field email. But that is really mainly for me I'm not going to be selling email addresses. That's mainly for me to contact winners for payment. Because not everybody, I know most everybody is going to have a Venmo or a PayPal, some kind of cash app, but not everybody does. So I would rather have a way to contact the winners and arrange for payment off the grid, so to speak. Then it comes down here and you got a drop down box, and this may change. I may have to do a form for each individual race, but right now I just did this where you could click this drop down box here and it lists all 7 races. So the first race you'd want to take is Louisiana Derby. So we'll have a drop down box for you right now, but then you have the next one is the one here, and I filled in Built just because I think maybe he'll be in the Louisiana Derby, but I was just kind of doing some testing. But that's all you have to do. There's your race. There's your bet. It's going to be a $2 win place bet for whatever horse you put in here. So you can put the horse in there and then you hit click submit, and it will send you a copy of your responses to the email address you provided. So that basically takes care of it. And you can go back in, and I believe you can go back in and change your picks up to race time. And what I'll need to figure out is how basically what I'll do is just remove permissions when the bell goes off or something like that, 5 minutes to lock or something of that nature. But I will have a way to timestamp it to where people aren't, to where people don't obviously have the ability to interject their horse after the race, where that's not what we're shooting for here. But this is just to give you a good idea of what I was working on. So hopefully we'll get this together and we'll have a good organized contest with lots of participants and hopefully a nice a prize package. All right, Razorback is race number 10. Let's jump over there. And we've got number 1 Croupy from the Todd Pletcher barn, no stranger to competition. He always runs versus the best. Not a notorious winner, just 5 wins in 20 starts, but in the money 14 times. So, he's going to give you this, these races where he gets kind of blown out, and then he's going to give you the big efforts where like he did in the Whitney last year. I'm not seeing him in this race. I do like the horse. I like the trainer. Inside post, it will save some ground, but I don't know if I can get to Crouppy in this one. Number 2, Banishing, very interesting horse. David Jacobson probably going to get a lot of talk. Flavian Pratibord is going to instantly make him an overbet underlay, so to speak. But his 3 straight wins, all moving up in class, went from the optional claiming 80K to the 133K allowance, and then the minor 145 black stakes, where he blew them out by 7. These were all going 6 furlongs, but he's by Ghost Zapper. He's got a 7.2 average win distance from the sire side. From the dam's sire is 8.2. So he's got plenty of stamina, and he just needs to prove it. So with Pratt aboard, I think he'll get a good ride. And I guess maybe we're just teaching him some early speed, and now they know. Because I mean, he was wanting all the more when I watched that replay of this video of him. He was just gliding down the, gliding down the stretch. He looked so smooth. So if he's ready to roll, he's going to be of use. And obviously, First Mission, this is a horse I liked a lot on the Derby Trail, just never really came to fruition. Uh, Won that Lexington to make it to the Kentucky Derby, but did not run. So took time off, won coming back, then missed by a nose to Trademark, really got robbed of that Clark. I remember that race from 2023, but then came back in 2024, a little blah to start out, really just no response. And that was a very hot day. I think maybe the heat got to him there. But then ran back-to-back winners, ex Essex and Ali Sheba. Stephen Foster was a flop. He regressed, obviously, but tougher competition. If he's ready to go, Brad Cox should have him ready. I mean, he's hit and miss when he fires off the layoff, but if he fires, he's going to wax this bunch. So Alexander Helios found success in the allowance ranks. 2024, Safi Joseph took over after the second place to hit show May 11th. Very good race. He broke well, set an honest pace. He fought hit show hard before giving away late. 5-year-old debut last month with a win, earning a 98 Briz figure. So he's one that I'd keep an eye on. 5, Skinner, the sweaty tryhard, as I like to call him. Sherry DeVoe barn now. Sherry DeVoe took over 11:23, brought him out in the Louisiana. He ran a fantastic race in the Indiana. He just didn't get there, out kicked. He hung a little bit in the stretch, but he ran really hard. And he looked like he was really going to get there in the slop. But the Curlin, the son of Curlin, I think will be ready to rock this race. I really like him. He's live. Full screen, I didn't have any interest in. I've heard a couple people discuss, but just the speed didn't look there to me. The one optional claiming he showed speed in, closing speed especially, but that's a long way to go to get to the grade 3 company he's in. Dematic is another one. Interesting. By gun runner, wasn't ready for the Derby Trail, worked his way up. Second place finish in the West Virginia Derby, then won Zia Park Derby. But the debut was really not very good this year, going for 75K uh, with Keith Asmussen riding. No thanks. This one I like. I would be using this horse in a single race bet. Baddest Good Boy. Uh, I like that he gets the best name in the race award. Lightly raced, 2 for 2. His last win was against pretty good allowance company. He beat a horse by the name of Lat Long, which is a 3-star power play on Saturday. Race number 9. I can't remember the exact race, but 3-star power play is Lat Long. Very good horse, very competitive. So I think that is good boy. Defeating him pretty soundly uh, is a good showing for him. Number 9, Henro, I think has regressed back to his mean. No thanks there. Uh, Cook Creek. I don't know what to think of him. I really enjoyed watching him run on Stephen Foster Day here last year, and then Mike Maker took over. At that was the first race that Mike Maker took over, and obviously he popped right out of the gate. Then he popped again, and he said, "I think I got something here." So he goes out and puts him in the Grade Two Lucas, and he almost wins it. Just got clipped by a hit show at the end, and then I guess maybe he took some time off, but the Clark he just didn't run well in the Clark at all. Stumbled out of the gate a little bit, but really just gave way. Rattle and Roll's in the Saudi Cup this weekend, so Rattle and Roll that was a significantly stronger race than the uh, Lucas Classic. I mean, even though he beat Rattle and Roll, he got a much better Rattle and Roll second off the layoff, obviously, and then tried Hit Show again, but just really didn't do well in this Louisiana. He did close well, and he came again. He kind of stalled out, faded a little bit, and then came again down the stretch. It was a really odd looking race. I could not tell what he wanted to do there, but Irad's going to be in the saddle this time. Maybe he gives him a better ride. He's got good speed figures, very competitive, a horse I like if he gets out of the gate, but it's outside post will be a bit to overcome. So I don't know what I'll do just yet with Cook Creek, but I don't think he's going to make the pick five ticket. Let's put it that way. No shot to Tonka Warrior. Red Route One is a guilty pleasure of mine, but I only bet him in these races where he's at least going nine down here, like I got him in the New Orleans down here. And then I believe he went nine in the Cornhusker when he won. But it's just like these certain situations where the pace sets up, and it's really not even a fast pace. It's more, it's just different. Like this was a fast pace. He got home in. This was a slow pace. He got home in. So I don't know. It's really just the field he's in. But this is not the field for him. I don't think, and it is only a mile and a 16th. I don't think he'll get there. If there's any kind of pace like this one, he was so far behind in this race that sees the night one at that fast pace that he just was never getting in that race. He was lucky to get to fourth. So he, like you see, lagged, tepid interest. It was like he got so far behind. Santana was like, "Yeah, we'll live to fight another day." Red Route One. So, Creative Minister, I'm going to pass on that one. Seize the Night was the winner of this huge race here. And obviously, I don't know what they were thinking, sending him right back 3 weeks later after running such a monster race. He obviously bounced. He was back, steadied. He just never in the race. So now coming back way outside post, not a good job, not a good help there. So my selections, hopefully a scratch or two maybe will help things out. The race shapes up for early speed. First mission, probably the best on paper, but the 6 month off. Will he fire? I want to use Cook Creek underneath. If he can find that grade two Lucas again, he'd be good. Banishing a solid choice. Pratt aboard, you're going to be an underlay. Uh, and I think I'm going to settle in on Skinner. I love that he's with Sherry DeVoe now. I'm going to key Skinner, the five, over the one, two, three, and eight. And then, like if we were betting the pick five, which I will have a pick five video coming very next, 2, 3, 5 is going to be those choices there. So that's going to cover us for the Razorback. Stay tuned for the pick five hammer. And till then, we'll see you.